Hello everyone, Achadin over here, and as you can see, this is a Path of Exile 1 character. I was actually quite happy that someone was interested actually in my Path of Exile 1 character that I played in Settlers. Of course, as you might expect, this is an old character, and I also don't play them as much as I used to. Also, as you know, the WoW expansion did release after some time in Settler, so I didn't have time to finish my character fully. But I'm still going to explain more or less how it is, and I'm going to post a path of building below. And right now it has around 50 million DPS. I'm not going to show any footage of doing anything because really I haven't played these characters in almost 3 or 4 months. I don't really want to die and make a fool of myself, but it has done everything. Tier 17s, Uber bosses, and most of the content itself. Now, as for the things that we are going to explain, they are not hard. It's a Lancing Steel character. It has a lot of projectiles using a cool thing that you can do that with Baron Astra and the Savior. You can get also the copies, but with Baron Astra, Fan of Blades works in also attacks that are. You can also do splitting steel or other things. And as you can see here, we fire 54 projectiles. One thing that you will catch on fast is that, as you know, the returning projectile support is not supported well in Path of Building. It doesn't have like it does double damage. So basically, you can put like what I did, just 40% more damage. That is what this does. Of course, with some mechanics like poison, you hit twice and other things, but this is not a poison build. We are fully hit. We are accuracy stacking. Ideally, you get two of rings like this. I couldn't get a second one. They were quite rare. You want tier 1 accuracy, tier 1 percentage accuracy with good mods. Ideally, also health. Ideally, you don't crangle resistances. And then you use a reflection of Calandra and try to get them doubled or a little bit more. You can see this one got a little bit more than double because the cap is 20 and then goes to 24 thanks to 20% of the catalyst and then more. Now also I'm quality stacking with the alas and getting extra projectiles from Lancing Steel. You can get a lot more damage using other chests and also using a different support apart from my greater multiple projectiles. But I really like this because you stack Hoarfrost super fast. If you don't remember the Path of Exile 1 things, this makes it so you freeze enemies eventually unless they are unfreezable. And between me and my two Savior copies, this is very easy to do. Same thing with Oath of Spring. You shock enemies if the hit is big enough. You will eventually shock them fully. 50% shock with 2% increased damage taken. You can get up to 50. It's 100% extra. It actually peaks at 98 because you can get 50 extra stacks, but there's like one that is somewhere else. And now the passive tree is nothing crazy. You just get one cluster with Fan of Blades, Fan of Blades, Fan of Blades. These are megalomaniacs. I had a good sniping. Yeah, I got some rage here, some life and strength. Fist of Flesh is very good because we do a lot of hits. Also Peak Vigor, some extra life. You can get very strong mods on Fan of Blades. Also remember that depending on how you put the extra thing, you can get one that is useless here and just not get it. You get those 2 extra points of power. This is also nothing crazy. I can even get more mods on here with some exalteds. Actually, no, I can't. But some extra dexterity gives me accuracy, nothing bad. Extra projectile here. This note is very good because you can get the resistances inverted. This is strong with mobs that have a lot of resistances. Doesn't matter that much because we do damage of all the elements. Remember that we do use the race specter with the marionettes to get the guardian's blessing and an anger. This anger is also more powerful thanks to my watcher's eye. This is a very good watcher's eye that I got. Extra critical while affected by hatred, extra cold damage, and some physical fire. And as you can see, I did invest quite a bit in the character. I don't know how many divines it will be now, but it can also get super better because I haven't used the awakened greater, or you can just use awakened elemental damage here, and it will be also a lot of damage. Trinity is also good, enhanced to get an extra projectile. You can also use extra projectiles. You can also use a normal support here, and it will do a lot of damage, but you will lose some projectiles. My goal basically was to freeze everything and kill them while gain a lot of projectiles in. Now you could use Tornado instead of the Baal Smite that I have, but this is very good also because we do a lot of damage, added damage thanks to our Storm Rider boots. Also, these boots are nothing crazy. Remember, you can get ones with Tailwind and Lucive, or with Tailwind and projectiles pierce, and then just you can take the 3 points off and put them in more damage. And also the pot of building, I put a Trecross Grace instead of this Cobalt Jewel. It's quite a bit of damage. And you can also get things. This is our way to get frenzy charges. If you didn't know, we use an assassin's mark. That assassin's mark gives our power charges from hitting the target. 11% to hit to get a power charge, and then 10% to get a frenzy charge. You get them very fast on those. We manually cast it because remember, if you put it on a mark on hit, it loses some effectiveness. We don't really want that. Now remember, with the Ala, get the 15% extra maximum life. I'm not a huge level, I'm level only 94. So I could get still some life and some things. Influence. It's the Ashes of the Stars. With 30%, you can get 28 and then get the Lancing Steel 21, 23. Maybe it's cheaper. Just remember, perfect Ashes of the Star is going to be a little bit pricier. So remember to fully quality it. I didn't because I'm lazy. Darkness Enthroned, you can get a 100% one. It's of course better than mine. And get Abyss Jewels with accuracy here. You can also, this one, put a Tecross Grace. Tecross. And that is mostly it. Nothing crazy apart from something that is very important. We get full uptime mostly on our Dying Sun and Diamond Flask, making us cap crit mostly. 99 or 90 something, I think. And also, tinctures are super busted on Warden, and they have full uptime. What does this mean is while we are hitting mobs, if they get at least 6 stack, then they stay. One thing that is of course important is that you actually remember to put also instilling flask and instilling things on your Dying Sun and Diamond Flask. I'm just so used to piano them. I just can't stop myself. I'm sorry. I do D on 1 and then F, S and F. And then when I see that they are done, I keep doing them. For some reason, yeah, well, while you are on the on a normal zone, they don't give mana burn. But basically, you want them with increased effect and critical strike multiplier, of course, and also increased elemental damage. And this one with critical strike chance, effect, and penetrate elements. Rolling them is not easy, and you remember you want them to have extra item level. At least I don't remember if it was 83 or 80 some or 82 for the good mods, the the good ones. Then ideally you, of course, the increased effect has different tiers, but we don't really care about it being tier 1 because the burn rate, we don't really care about that. We want the 35% increased effect. And of course you use blessing orbs to get the implicit as better as possible. As you can see here, I have the 100 and here I have the 150. I used a lot. And for the penetrate elemental resistances, as you can even see here, I have a tier 2 instead of a tier 1. It will be even better. And then you can use some divines. It's nothing crazy to get them higher on that place, because we have a lot of tincture effect from our ascendancy and some points that we have. Here, you only need this point, the tincture cooldown, for them to have full uptime on anything that you do, unless you mess up and unwittingly deactivate them. That also has happened to me, don't worry, happens to everyone. And then with that you are good to go. So that is everything about the build. I'm just wanted to explain it really fast to everyone how it kind of works. We are fully, of course, capped on resistances. When you take off the other one for the Tekrot, it's going to be a little bit lower, but still above 76. That is our max. It's not a super omega tanky build, so you won't be able to like eat a lot of things, but we still have a little bit of evasion, and we can, of course, you can take if you want my 2 heralds of purity and ash. You can't really change it from a real aura because one of the auras is on my health and the other one is on my mana, so you can't really put that. Of course, as you remember, we will have anger, a kind of thing, and these mobs will just go in and out. Remember, you can put a tornado instead of Battle Smite, but this actually helped me clear quite a lot. It hits very, very hard. And I get a cool buff. I also had, not now, here, the normal Smite. And I used it sometimes to get the lightning damage buff. Kinda good. Nothing crazy. And that is everything. That was my build for Settlers. Now, for the Legacy of Prussia event, I have some cool things to explain, but that will be for another video, maybe another day. Have a nice one. I'll see you on the next video.